All right, welcome to a presentation on standards-based grading, or practice makes perfect. So first of all, we need to ask ourselves, how do we learn? Well, learning is really a process. You learn by practicing a new skill, receiving feedback on how to improve that skill, and then practicing again. Think of it like if you were playing Angry Birds. You might play several levels, and as long as you beat them, you could progress to the next one. And some of them you may earn 1 star, and some of them you may earn up to 3 stars. But when you've progressed through that level, you get to the end and you realize that you've only earned 39 out of 63 stars. That's barely more than 50%. There are a lot of gray areas in the typical points-based grading system. You often earn points based on papers and projects, homework assignments, tests, and even quizzes, and sometimes even for your attendance. So let's say that you get to the end of a semester in any typical class and you have an 89.458%. What's a teacher to do? On simply points, you've earned a B plus. But is it fair that you've earned a B plus, or do you think you've really put in the effort to earn an A minus? Maybe you missed a couple homeworks. Maybe that's why your grade's a little bit low. Should you be penalized for that? What is the point of a grade anyway? The theory behind standards-based grading says that grades should be used to explain how well a student can perform a skill, rather than average out how many times it took them to master a skill in the first place. So you'll hear a lot about standards. We've got to have standards, right? Well, the state of Ohio has approved a set of standards, or academic standards, or a list of skills that students should be mastering by the end of each school year for each one of their content area classes and grade level. These standards are designed to help teachers and parents know what they need to do to help students to be successful. The standards are designed to be robust and relevant to the real world, reflecting the knowledge and skills that our young people need for success in college and careers. What are scales anyway? Your teachers have broken down the standards into levels. The goal for all students is to get to level 3 mastery. We use scales to show the different levels. For each standard, by the end of the school year, students should be at a level 3. The teachers use the scales to show you the different skills that the students will need to master in order to move on to the next level. So let's take a little bit closer look here. This is an example of what one of your scales might look like from one of your teachers. A level 1 simply shows that a student needs significant teacher or parent help to complete the skill. This is below passing level. A level 2 shows a student is starting to use the skill but still needs to practice to perform the required skill without significant help or errors. At a level 3, the student is working at the state standard the way the standard is supposed to be completed. At level 3, students are consistently performing this skill without help and with no errors. This is the goal for all students. Level 4 shows that a student is either working consistently above grade level, using a skill, or has found a new or innovative way to use the skill. So you may be asking what that means in terms of letter grades. Well, anything below a 1.5 is considered a failing grade. A 1.5 to a 1.9 is a passing D, but the student still needs practice to move up. At a level 2.0 to 2.4, a student is earning a level C. At a 2.5 to 2.9, the student is earning a B. And anything above a 3.0, the student is earning an A. How does this change the way you're assessed? Teachers encourage students to practice and re-practice skills and will reassess skills very often. Teachers will give feedback by the standard scales. Students, however, will show growth by practice, practice, practice. Think of it this way. You've been invited by a group of students to go skydiving. Ignoring your intense fear of heights, you take them up on the offer. When you arrive at the hangar the day of the jump, you are handed the chart below. Which of these skydiving students' parachutes would you like to pick? Looking at this chart, you see that we have 3 students. Student A is represented by the red line, B by the blue line, and C by the green line. As you can see, student A has been fairly inconsistent about how well they've been packing these parachutes. In fact, only about 50% of the time have they done it to proficiency level. So the other 50% of the time, you probably don't want their parachute. Student B started off poorly, but the last 3 or 4 times that they've packed a parachute, they've done it almost perfectly. And student C started off doing well, but has progressively gotten worse over time. So let me ask you, who packed your parachute?